Good morning, students. Hello again.
Good morning,
Pasukin lang
ma'am.
natin yung mga pumapasok pa sa ating Zoom. Welcome to the first synchronous session for Bridge Physics. This is intended for sections A and B, focusing on the discussion of modules 1 and 2. Ayan, sige. Actually, yung mga kahapong kasama natin sa math, halos kayo lang yung mga kasama rin natin ngayon sa physics. Kasi nga, ayun, understand lang. Some of the students are taking all the 3 courses. Ayan, you know the drill. Mag-roll call lang muna ulit ako kung present na ba yung mga estudyante natin from the schools. We are expecting 6 schools. 3 schools for section A. CDO, meron na bang estudyante from CDO?
Meron na po.
Ayun na. Good morning. Kogon.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Meron na po, ma'am.
Hello, good morning. Oh, you can open your cameras if kaya ng inyong bandwidth para din mas makita namin kayo, especially ng ating mga volunteers. Mulugan. May Mulugan na ba? Students from Mulugan?
Yes, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Good morning. Section B, we have Hingoog City Comprehensive National High School. We have students from the school. Ayan,
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Present, ma'am.
Yan yung mga nag-open. Salamat sa mga nag-open ng kanilang mga campus. Iligan City. How about sa Iligan?
Yung kita, dia?
Yeah, may students dito from Iligan. Okay. Last is Lala High School. Lala High School. May students dito from Lala. Baka nag-join pa lang sila. Yan, I think some of the students, yung mga accounts na naka-log in sa Zoom natin ngayon ay hindi lang siya isang student. Group of students sila. So, again, welcome sa ating first synchronous session for Bridge Physics. Before I give you sa ating lecturer for this morning, meron lang ulit akong mga konting reminders for everybody to take note of, especially sa duration ng ating course offering. Yan. I will be reiterating again yung schedule ng ating synchronous session for physics. We have a total of 5 sessions starting today, April 11. April 18 yung next, April 25, May 2, and May 9. All the physics sessions ay tuwing Thursday. Yan. So kung ang English ay Monday, ang Math ay Wednesday, ang Physics naman ay Thursday. And A and B, 9 to 11. Ayan, ginawa na namin para-pareho ang time slot para na rin hindi mahirapan yung mga estudyante sa pag-alala ng mga dates and time slots na. I hope na all throughout these 5 sessions ay makakasama namin kayo and you will actively participate during our synchronous session because ang mga volunteers din natin ay nag-prepare for the lectures and they really hope na makatulong sa inyo, especially as you take yung mga module topics natin. For a few reminders, just similar to what I am discussing for English and Math, the same way you have to fill out yung ating Bridge Physics Entry Form and Honor Pledge na matatagpuan sa ating course site. So kindly check that out. And there are 8 required modules sa ating course and 4 yung optional. We have a total actually of 12 modules. So kung makikita nyo dun sa course site natin, 12 yung modules natin. 8 lang yung required, meaning 8 lang yung may required quizzes, required module quiz. But yung 4 modules ay optional lang. You can still study those modules. I think meron ding mga quizzes doon. You can still take those quizzes if you want, but we will not count your scores doon sa mga optional modules natin for the certificate of completion. We will just take note of yung mga scores nyo doon sa 8 required module quizzes natin. In line with that, what are the requirements para sa certificate of completion natin? First is, you have to take yung ating pre-test. I hope nakapag-take na kayo ng mga pre-test natin. Tama ba? Sino yung hindi pa? Meron pa ba ang hindi pa nakapag-take ng pre-test? Paki-chat dito sa ating chat box kung meron pang hindi nakapag-take ng pre-test. I hope nakapag-take na kayo kasi I think ito rin yung magiging focus of discussion ng ating volunteer CC for this morning. And then after taking the pre-test, you have to get 60% passing score in all 8 required module quizzes. So 8 yung ating mga module quizzes na kailangan yung bantayan and sagutan. Ang deadline ng lahat ng yon ay May 11, 2024. Because by May 12, i-open na namin yung post-test. And kaiba sa pre-test, although hindi namin tinitake into consideration yung score nyo sa pre-test, yung sa post-test, you have to get at least 60% passing score. At yung post-test ay 1 attempt lang. So make sure na kapag iti-take nyo na yung post-test, ay ready na kayo. Ready in mind, even in physical body, and also yung inyong internet. Kasi we have experienced cases before na hindi pumasok yung kanilang attempt because their internet connection is fluctuating. So before you take the post-test, same with pre-test and post-test actually, kasi 1 attempt lang naman siya. Before you take those assessment quizzes, I kindly make sure na you have at least 1 Mbps na internet connectivity speed. Nakalagay din naman yung mga sites doon sa ating mismong pre-test and post-test na instruction para ma-check nyo yung internet connectivity nyo. Kasi nga, 1 attempt lang siya. As compare, hindi katulad nung mga module quizzes natin na may 5 attempts siya. Okay, so I hope you are taking note of that so that we can minimize yung mga concerns na nakukuha namin from the focal persons, especially on the taking of the assessment quizzes. Because take note of this is still an online course, so it really requires internet connectivity. Although there are materials in the course site that you can download and you can study it offline, ang mga quizzes natin ay kailangan online siya tinitake. So, double reminder na i-check nyo yung inyong mga internet connectivity. I hope that is clear to everyone. Can I get a thumbs up if that is clear? Or may questions ba kayo? We can entertain questions if meron kayong mga questions ngayon. Wala. Ayan. Thank you sa mga nag-react ng kanilang mga thumbs up. If you do not have any questions, I'll be giving the floor to one of our volunteers. Although supposedly ibe-breakout rooms namin kayo, but unfortunately the other team is not available to conduct yung session. Kaya Sir Alwilan Belio from Team 2 will conduct the plenary session for this morning. And I hope na yun, no need not to go to the breakout rooms. We will just conduct yung ating session in this main. So I'll be giving the floor to Sir Alwilan. Thank you, everybody.
Hello po. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
This is Dr. Belio from the Bukidnon State University. I am also a course coordinator of our very dynamic Bridge Physics program of the UP Pahinungod. So, welcome one and all of our learners. Kumusta kayo? Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. So, okay. So, since I'm the only one course coordinator present for this morning, so I will do my best to establish the or report, ano. So, kibali mag ano sa ta mag ilhanay sa ta, we have to make sure that we are all comfortable with our learning condition. So, okay ra mo diha? Okay lang ba kayo lahat? Okay. Again, no, I would like to reiterate the reminder of Ma'am Cha regarding the taking up of our pretest. So, how important is the pretest? Um, Reminder lang na we have to know, we have to gauge or assess your strengths, your also your weaknesses when it comes to your own learning. Kumbaga ang inyong stock knowledge, usually manggod we refer to as our stock knowledge para magsaligta sa ato ang nahibaw-an daan. So I hope that I could give you the link for a exit survey na atay exit survey para sa pretest. But there are still some of you na wala pa nakatake og pretest. So pwedeng dili lang sa sila mag-take an exit survey, kamo lang sa nga nakatake na. Okay ra ba na sa ato? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So para lang ni sa nakatake na sa atong pretest ha, para mahibaw-an nato ang mga underlying factors na mga factors nga nung inani siguro ang inyong pretest score, taas ba siya or mubo. Anyway, pretest pa man na siya pod. So I'm going to share to you the link. I-post lang nako dinhi sa chat box. So kindly follow na lang dayon guys, na. So okay, is that visible to you? The link to the exit survey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, ba lang mo kung you have some technical difficulties sa pag-link sa pag pinana nga link, no? You
Dito, sir.
are
Ano ka ba?
okay lang ba?
Excuse me, sir. Sir, need siya og permission, sir.
Need for sana ha? Ma-open na ninyo ang link.
Need Japon siya permission, sir. Hindi pa, sir.
You're going to use your own email account to log in. Na.
Sir, si Cha po ito. Okay naman po siya sa aking end po, yung form. 'Di ba po? Yung form. 'Di ba po? 'Yung 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 form
Okay. So, I give you mga ano siguro no 15 to 20 minutes to respond to the to that exit survey. And again no, those na hindi pa nakapag-take ng pre-test, wag muna kayo mag-take niyan for practical reason. But those who naka-take na, you are highly encouraged to respond to the survey. So, okay lang ba sa inyo? So I give you 20 minutes. Okay.
Excuse me. Lydia,
Ay, sir, Alvin lang. Pwede niyo po siguro, sir, i-share po sa akin po sa Pahinungod. Ay, sa...
Ah, ano yun, Ma'am Cha?
Feeling ko po, sir, nasa settings ng responses ay baka naka-trusted organization. Kaya po hindi sila makapag... Ah,
Yung link, no? May ano pa
opo.
yun. Check ko muna, Ma'am Cha. Okay,
Sige
thank
po.
you. To the pre-test. And so you can still answer the pre-test survey anytime until next week. And for this, let us continue na with our discussion of our P6 bridge topics. So allow me to uh, share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Saba lang mo guys kung dili klaro or wala pa ninyo nakita, no? Para okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is just the course outline of our P6 Bridge program. So, okay. So ang unit 1 is all about classical mechanics. The first module will discuss kinematics. So we have 3 topics, no? Topic 1, motion in one dimension. What do you mean by motion in one dimension? We only consider moving objects on a singular axis. So for example, moving on the horizontal or x-axis, vertical or the y-axis. And topic 2, motion in 2 dimensions. So there are moving objects that could be described in 2 dimensions, especially x and y axis. And topic 3, we have uniform circular motion. And okay, and module 2 is all about forces. So topic 4, don't be confused because the topics here are continuously numbered. So topic 4 is all about force and free body diagrams. You know, you can describe forces acting on a single object in terms of FBDs, so free body diagrams. And then followed by topic 5, Newton's laws of motion. So siguro yung iba sa inyo alam na itong Newton's laws of motion. So you can always recall how Newton stated those laws of motion. And then topic 6 is all about so friction is one of the dissipative forces, no? This is a counter force, no? So for every action that you do. And okay, topic 7 is simple harmonic motion. So this is the motion concerning springs, no? Going back and forth. And then we have module 3, work, energy, and momentum. Okay, and so under module 3, we have topic 8, work and energy. How are they related? No? How do we define work? How do we define energy? And then topic 9, momentum. And then topic 10, this is all about collisions. So there are many types of collisions, especially vehicular accidents. That is a good example of collisions. Module 4 is all about rotational dynamics. Under this module is our topic 11, rotational kinematics, and topic 12, torque and angular momentum. So now we proceed to unit 2. This is all about electromagnetism. So module 5 is on electricity. So what is electricity? So topic 13 is all about electric charge and Coulomb's law. And then followed by electric field, topic 14. And topic 15, electric potential. So how are they related? The charge, the field, and the potential. And then followed by module 6, circuits. So topic 16 is on current, resistance, and Ohm's law. Topic 17, DC circuits, EMF or electromotive force, and loop circuits. And then topic 18, RC circuits, charging and discharging. Okay, so followed by module 7, magnetism. So we have topic 19, magnetic field and magnetic force. Followed by Ampere's law, topic 20, and topics 21 and 22 is all about Faraday's law and induction. And then in module 8, we have electromagnetic waves, which will be devoted on the Maxwell's equations, topic 23. Our additional topics are found in unit 3. So we have module 9, fluid dynamics. So we have topic 24, density and pressure. Topic 25, buoyancy. Topic 26, Bernoulli's equation, and topic 27, viscosity and turbulence. And then module 10, thermodynamics. So this is about heat and heat transfer. And then that's topic 28 and 29, the laws of thermodynamics. And then module 11 is on optics. So we will discuss, if we still have time, geometric optics, topic 30 and topic 31, interference and diffraction. And then module 12 is on quantum physics, no? This is optional, and then we can discuss in topic 32 the black body radiation, photoelectric effect, and the wave particle duality of light. And then topic 33, the wave particle duality of matter. So, yeah. Any questions about our or concerns about the outline of topics? Okay, Ramoani. So that we can start with module 1. Okay, so module 1 again is classical mechanics. So let's start with unit 1 and then module 1 on kinematics. So what is kinematics? So here now we have a CubeSat. Are you familiar with this? If you're familiar with this, you can raise your hand. Anyone? What is a CubeSat? This is a satellite, yeah, you know, for the information of everyone, we already have the PhilSA, Philippine Space Agency. So maybe you would like to follow a career or to become an astronaut. Anyone from you? Nabay gusto mag-astronaut dire? Okay, so okay, now kinematics is a study of motion without considering its causes. So balik tayo dun sa itong CubeSat na ito. Gaano ba ito kabilis na mag revolve around the Earth? Ano? Gaano ba ito kabilis na lipad? So parang ganun. So to know the state of motion of an object, we usually describe the motion in terms of position, time, velocity, and acceleration. So we can do that first with the one-dimensional motion. No. So okay. So but we can also extend the concept of kinematics to two-dimensional and even three-dimensional motion. So the objectives of this module is to distinguish between distance and displacement, which is very important. Define and differentiate scalar and vector quantities. Solve problems involving accelerating and non-accelerating objects. And describe free fall motion. So we can also graph one-dimensional motion and apply kinematic equations for the two-dimensional motion and describe the uniform circular motion. So ito yung objectives ng first module natin. So you can check the links available online, like for example from Crash Course and Khan Academy, and also from the books we can use OpenStax, no? Ito yung books na yon from Euron, Ling, and Holzner. So position, what do you mean by position? Position x of a particle on an x-axis locates the particle with respect to the origin. So if you say that your position is in a particular location, you have to go back to the origin, kung saan yung origin mo. That origin is your 0 point of the axis, no? So position is either positive or negative according to which side of the origin the particle is on, or 0 if the particle is at the origin. So the positive direction on an axis is the direction of increasing positive numbers. No, the positive direction is the negative direction of the axis. So that's why it's important, it's very useful for us to draw a horizontal line and then locate the 0 point of the axis, so that we can know if we go to the right, so that is positive, while if we go to the left, that is negative. So yeah, okay lang ba yun? So distance, when you say distance, it represents the total amount traveled by an object. So we usually take the origin and then get the first distance. Then if the object still move, nag-move pa rin siya, we get another distance hanggang sa kung saan siya nag-stop. And at the moment that the object nag-stop siya doon, then we can get the total distance of the object taken. And also, we still have displacement. So there is a big difference between distance and displacement. So in what way? So when you say displacement, this is the change in the position. We denote it as delta x, ano? Delta, which means change. So bakit nagkaroon ng change? Because we get only the difference between the final position, which is x2, minus the initial position, which is x1. So that's why we have the formula delta x is equal to x2 minus x1. And okay, another definition is displacement is a vector quantity, while distance is only a scalar quantity. So it is positive if the particle has moved in the positive direction of the x-axis, and negative if the particle has moved in the negative direction. Okay, how about velocity? So average velocity is taken when a particle has moved from position x1 to position x2 during a time interval of delta t, okay, is equal to t2, or the final time, minus t1, or the initial time. So we also get the time interval, no? So while the object is moving, we can take the displacement as well as the time interval. So the average velocity is now given in the formula, ano? Change in position over total time elapsed, or the time interval. Okay? So here we arrive with the formula delta x over delta t, which is t sub 2 minus x sub 2 minus x sub 1, no, over t sub 2 minus t sub 1. So the algebraic sign of the average velocity indicates the direction of motion. Now, since this velocity is vector quantity, so the average velocity does not depend on the actual distance a particle moves, but instead depends on its original and final positions. So if you can see, so we can illustrate, no, the x versus t graph. Now, how about average speed? The average speed is much easier and less complicated compared to the average velocity because we only get the total distance traveled divided by the total time elapsed. So there is no idea, we don't have any idea regarding the direction of the motion since this is only average speed. Okay, so let's have a good example. Example 1, a public utility jeepney travels on a straight road for 40 kilometers at 30 kilometers per hour. It then continues in the same direction of another 40 kilometers at 60 kilometers per hour. So, A, what is the average velocity of the car during the full 80-kilometer trip? So, we have an assumption that the jeepney moves in the positive x direction. So, this is only one-dimensional. And then
Minus ang sa pagkita in person, so next time, Zoom.
okay. Another question is what is the average speed? And then graph x versus t and indicate how the average velocity is found on the graph. So how do we answer this problem? First is we determine the total displacement. Total displacement is delta x, and then we simply add those segments, those distances mentioned in the problem. So, sabi dito, we have 40 kilometers and then another 40 kilometers. So, the total is 80 kilometers. Any question? Klaro ba? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now, for the total elapsed time, we check on how long did the jeepney travel to cover that 40-kilometer distance, no? So if you notice, they have different speed, ano? So sa first na distance, first 40 kilometers, the speed is 30 kilometers per hour. So that's why the total elapsed time for that distance is only 1.33 hour. Because it's 40 kilometers divided by 30 kilometers per hour. And then cancel the kilometer unit. And what remains is only the 1.33 hour. Okay. So that is for the first time interval. So for the next 40 kilometers, so your speed is now 60 kilometers per hour. So obviously, it's not 1.33 hours anymore. No? You would expect na yung object mo, yung jeepney mo, mas madali siyang nag-travel kasi mas mabilis yung speed niya. So, how much is the total elapsed time? You simply divide that 40-kilometer distance divided by 60 kilometers per hour, and you will get 0.67 hour. So, mas mabilis siyang nag-travel. So, the question there is, what is the average speed? For the average speed, you simply combine all distances, and then combine all elapsed time, and then you divide here. So it's 80 kilometers divided by 2 hours. Where did we get the 2 hours? It is 1.33 hour plus 0.67 hour. So the total average, the average speed is now 40 kilometers per hour. And here is the position versus time graph. Usually the time quantity is assigned here sa horizontal, sa x-axis, and distance is assigned here on the y-axis. But it doesn't mean that the object has yung x-axis is vertical, hindi. Yung lang, yung pagka-graph lang is we assign the x-axis, I mean the distance here along the vertical y-axis, no? Okay. So let's proceed to example 2. Okay. Now there are problems that concerns the substitution of a particular value. So bigyan ka lang ng formula. For example, a formula to determine the position of an object, and then mag-assign ka mag-substitute ka ng value ng time. So you're going to substitute that given time to that same equation. So parang algebra lang siya, no? So example 2, the position of an object moving along an x-axis is given by, take note of position, so x is equal to 3t minus 4t squared plus t cubed, where x is in meters and t is in seconds. So find the position of the object at the following values. Okay, so we have 1 second, then later on 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and 4 seconds. And what is the object's displacement between t equals to 0 and t equals to 4 seconds? And then what is the average velocity, the time interval from t equals to 2 seconds to t equals to 4 seconds? And then you graph, so x versus t for this particular range, no, between 0 and 4 seconds, and indicate how the answer for f can be found on the graph. So again, here is your equation, and then you substitute 5 values of time from 0 to 4 seconds. But take note, we started with 0. So naturally, if you substitute 0 into the equation, you will get 0 position, no? And then if you substitute 1 second, okay, so substitute it What will you get? So 0 pa rin. And then, 2 seconds, you get -2 meters. And then 3 seconds, bumalik siya sa 0. And then 4 seconds, bigla siyang nag 12 meters towards the positive. No? 12 meters. So what is the distance between 1 second for the entire duration? Okay, so that is 12 meters minus 0. So that's 12 meters. And then okay, and the average speed is between the 2 second and the 4 second interval is this one, 14 meters over 2 seconds, that's 7 meters per second. So any question? So before we proceed with instantaneous, may question ba kayo?
Wala, sir.
Okay, very good. So make sure lang na kung may question kayo, don't hesitate, wag mahiya magtanong so that we can add your concern to our discussion para mas maging yung discussion natin ba? Mas maging interesting siya. So wala kayong question sa computations na to. Bakit ngayon nag-0 tapos biglang nag-2 and then biglang nag 12 meters, no? Wala kayong question nun. So it's because we follow this equation of motion. Ang tawag dito is equation of motion. Ano? So in this equation of, yes, question.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello po, ano po kayo? Echo.
Mag-ask me question, sir.
Mm.
Why nga sa first example is ang formula sa displacement is minus, but sa example 2 ang displacement kay nahimo siya ay plus sa first example then minus sa second example.
Mm. So if you follow this formula, magbutang lang bitaw, mag-assign lang ka og value of time. You can predict asa ang imuhang imong object, no? So kini -2 ni siya na -2 sa tanawa sa formula, sa tanawa sa na to graph. Naabot sa -2. So actually ang object ani lang siya, pwede siya mo sibog padulong sa tuo, pwede pa siya musibog padulong sa wala. Ana ra yung motion. It's either x-axis, positive x-axis or negative x-axis ra siya. No? So take note na pag negative pag negative ka naa ka sa left side sa 0 nga origin. Kung positive po ka, tuwa po ka dito sa positive side from the 0 origin. Ana ra na siya. Nakuha ninyo? Okay, so we're done with the average velocity, average speed. So how about instantaneous velocity? So the instantaneous velocity or simply velocity v of a moving particle is yeah, is in terms of calculus na, no? So if you have calculus already, perhaps you can understand this one. We are using limits, ano? What if your time interval is decreased towards zero? So atong gipagamay og time interval sa ato ang moving object. So when you do that, your time interval almost becomes a point, na? So that is ano, that is the idea of taking the limits, no, from of a certain interval, like time interval, and then you you take the limit up to the zero. So nakagamay sa maayo, nakagamay, so that uh, yung particular time na to is almost a point. Gamay na lang sa kaayo. So okay, another definition, we also consider that speed is the magnitude of instantaneous velocity. So yeah, kasi yung speed, we don't have any idea kung asa siya papadulong. Wala siya a sense of direction. It's only magnitude. But when you say velocity or instantaneous velocity, you know where should the particle go, no? So anong direction yung pupuntahan niya? So average acceleration, so ito average acceleration is the ratio of a change in velocity to the time interval. So in most cases kasi, no, real life scenario, objects does not maintain a constant velocity. Ano, kahit gaano mo pa gawing constant, ipilit mong gawing constant yung velocity, yung motion, still we have uh, unseen forces na nag-i-introduce ng acceleration. So mag-accelerate yung object. So when would you say na nag-accelerate yung object mo? One indication is either change in the magnitude of the velocity or speed, and at the same time change in direction. Okay, so the algebraic sum, a sign indicates the direction of the average acceleration. Meron din tayong instantaneous acceleration. That is, if you take the time interval, paliitin mong mabuti masyado yung time interval, okay? So the interval becomes almost zero, infinitesimally small, maliit masyado, para na siyang point, no? So okay, so if you're going to graph the velocity versus time graph, the acceleration is at any time t, no, while time t is the slope of the curve at the point that represents t or time. So to illustrate that, let's have example 3. So ito yon, ano? So at a certain time, a taxi cab has a speed of 18 meters per second in the positive x direction, and 2.4 seconds later, its speed was 30 meters per second in the opposite direction. So what is the average acceleration of the particle during this 2.4 second interval? Okay, so ang ginawa natin is we solve for the average acceleration, so which is delta v over delta x. So these are the intervals, ano? Interval of the given velocity divided by the time interval sa baba. And then, okay. Ano yung sabi ng problem? Opposite direction, 30 meters per second mo. So kaya dito nung linlagay mo negative. Naglagay ka ng negative 30 meters per second minus yung 18 meters per second mo to the positive man siya. So negative din positive gihapon. Divided by the 2.4 second interval, no? Or 2.4 seconds minus 0. So what happens here? So it becomes there should be a negative 48 negative sign here. It should be negative 48 meters per second divided by 2.4 seconds. I think this is an erratum, dagdagan nyo na lang ng negative dito if you have a printed copy of the module, So the answer is actually okay. Naging bumalik siya ng negative 20 meters per second squared. Questions? Okay, let's proceed. Now, taking into account the interval for our problem. So yung we are trying to get the solution, ito yung equation natin, v sub 2 minus v sub 1 is equal to average acceleration times the time interval. So yung concern natin dito is we're trying to get the equation for the final velocity or final speed, which is v2. So simple algebra lang ito. You just transfer the v1 to the right side so that it becomes positive. So your equation now is v2 is equal to v1 plus average acceleration times the time interval. So if you're going to get only a particular value of the time interval, so it becomes only a singular time value. Pwede siya gawin na lang nating t, instead of t2 minus t1. So in that case, your initial values are 0, So we are safe to simplify the equation into ito na. V equals to V O plus acceleration times time. So by the way, this equation is actually one of the kinematic equations that describes our the motion of the particle with, take note, with constant acceleration. We need a constant acceleration to make everything here true. Because if the acceleration is not constant, you cannot just use the equations to solve the problem. So it is only valid when the acceleration is constant. So any question about these equations here? Ma'am Cha?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, these discussions are already present in the module. So can we just jump to the topic, no? Ma'am Cha,
Yes, sir. Apo, you can go ahead.
can we jump to the topic for the forces? Introduce lang natin yung forces so that our learners could just be formally introduced to the topic, and then they can do the yung practice exercises. So make sure that you can have the practice exercises, no? Speaking of practice exercises or module exercises, we have this one. Ito po ba yun, Ma'am Cha, yung natin? Yung exercise 1?
Apo, practice exercise. Yes po.
Okay, so you can start answering this one in preparation for the next unit quiz. May unit quiz pa tayo, So, yan, pakita ko lang sa inyo. You can give, answeran nyo lang ito when you are vacant, Especially if nagtugma ito sa inyong physics class, then mas maganda, answeran na lang nyo ito. Practice lang, exercises. Okay. So punta tayo ngayon sa saan ba yun? Punta tayo sa module 2 courses. Okay, so I believe that the idea, the concept of force has been introduced to you a long time ago. Kahit during your elementary, grade 4, grade 5, meron na eh. Meron ng discussion on forces, no? Especially sa curriculum natin ngayon. So, in the previous module kasi, yung concern natin doon is how to describe motion. Whether it's along an a single or one dimension or two dimension. Minsan pa nga 3 dimension. Pwede rin yun. Pero describe lang natin yung motion. How do we describe in terms of position, velocity, acceleration? Nasa ganong concepts lang naglalaro yung kinematics, While pagdating natin sa module 2, we now consider the underlying forces or reasons why objects are moving in that particular way, bakit yung object at first malakas yung yung motion niya, but later it would stop. Just for example, yung falling object, yung free fall motion, So what makes objects fall? That is the straightforward question, no? So later we agree that it's because of the gravitational pull of the Earth. No, so okay. So i-follow nyo na lang kasi limited yung natin, synchronous session natin. So you just follow the objectives for this module. In this module, you are expected to grasp the concept of force, define mass and inertia, tapos define net force, external force, and system, understand Newton's three laws of motion, draw a free body diagram, and then solve problems on friction and solve problems involving simple harmonic motion. So lahat ng ito, friction, simple harmonic motion, are all influenced by a certain force or set of forces. No? So that's why you're going to make a free body diagram to illustrate how these forces interact with one another. So, okay, so what is a force? So in the context of physics, force is an essential concept, no, that describes the interaction between two bodies that result in a push or a pull. So simply put, a force is either a push or pull. So for example, when you lift a book, so your muscles exert an upward force on the book. So similarly, when you pull a rope that's attached to a carabao, you create tension on the rope that pulls the carabao or the water buffalo. So okay, so do you have any other definition of force aside from the simple push or pull? Napa mo ilaing definition sa force? Okay. So again, I already mentioned gravitational force or the gravitational pull of the earth, no? So that force is responsible for free fall, the free fall of objects, no? Free falling objects. So another type of force is frictional force. So which opposes motion between two surfaces in contact. So if you try to slide a block of wood across a table, there is a frictional force acting the block of wood, slowing it down until it stops moving. Ano? So you can view some recommended YouTube videos, no? Okay. Later on your free time. Okay, how to draw a free body diagram. So if you're going to follow these tips, it's very easy, no? So by the way, no, when you say system, that we are referring to the object, yung the object ng ano natin, problem. We call it a system. And okay. So this one is a good example of a free body diagram. So consider here a carabao pulling a sled. Sino ba dito ang nakatry na nito? Di ba tawag na to ani balsa? Balsa ba ang tawag ani? Sa familiar ani sa mga bukid-bukid, no? Napamanggihapon ni siya. Ma'am siya, anong tawag ani dito, ma'am siya, sa ano?
Di po ba karitas? Di po sure.
Ito kasi yung hinihila, ma'am siya, yung
Kangga, sir, kangga. Sa Sambales,
tanggap
kangga.
dito sa inyong lugar.
Apo.
Diri sa ato sa mga Bisaya o si tawag na nato ani?
Balsahan, sir.
Ah?
Balsahan.
Balsa gid, no? Balsa. Lahi po tong ay katong
Sir, karang-karang.
karang-karang.
Yes, sir.
You know? So okay. So yeah. So in a system kining gihila gibira nga balsa mo ni siya ang iyahang free body diagram. This is the corresponding free body diagram that we can draw from this particular situation. So the balsa is being pulled with an applied force, no? Obviously, ang applied force na to, yung applied force natin dito ay may inclination. Hindi siya purely upward, hindi siya purely horizontal. There is an angle between the applied force and the horizontal. And then normal force. Kasi yung alam lang natin, automatic gravitational force or the weight of the system. Tapos, mayroon pa palang normal force which is always at 90 degrees from the horizontal, no, of your moving object. So, and then ito yung frictional force natin which is always in opposition to your applied force. Okay. Ano pa? Okay. Sino bang nito? Familiar dito? May ganito pa ba tayo dito sa Region 10? Sungay? Tawag ito sungay. Sakto ba? Tawag na to ani. So instead of carrying the child, the baby dito sa arms, ibutang sa likod, no? Then supported by the head of the mother, no? So this is also an example of the free body diagram. No? If we have the applied force, no? Ito pa rin yung applied force, incline siya at a certain angle taken from the horizontal. So meron tayong x component, no? Nasa horizontal din. And then we also have a y component of that applied force. So basically we have fx and fy. Then samahan mo pa ng weight ng bata plus may weight pa rin itong parang yung support. So we have gravitational force acting downward. So I think you can do this at home or during your free time no? So try to visualize or analyze forces using free body diagrams, no? For example 3, no? So when you push a book across a table, no? So you can apply as a padulong ang normal force, applied force, friction, and gravitational force. Most likely ka ng upat na forces na imo na siyang madraw on this particular book, no? Now let's proceed to the Newton's laws of motion. So siguro by the time na nag-grade 6 kayo, siguro yung sa inyo nagpa-memorize ng Newton's laws of motion. Tama ba? Kinsay memorize na ani before, kindly share a heart. Kinsay naka-memorize ani. Ma'am Cha. Can you still remember this one na pinamemorize kayo noon sa high school ba? Sa elementary?
Ko na po tanda, sir.
Hindi mo na matandaan.
Oo.
Okay. Now when you say Newton's first law, it is also known as the law of inertia. Now it states that an object at rest will remain at rest and an object in motion will remain in motion at constant velocity unless acted upon by an external force. Now, a good example of this is if you're going to place something heavy on a table, but you have a very thin cloth or tablecloth between the table and the object, and then pag hinila mo ng mabilisan yung tablecloth, what would you observe dun sa object? Anyone? Na-experience nyo na ba yan? Naglagay kayo ng malaking object, mabigat na object on a table, at tapos pero pinatong nyo pa doon sa tablecloth. Nabigla yung hilain yung tablecloth, anong mangyayari?
Ano sir, the object will remain at rest sir.
The object remains at rest. Have you experienced that one? Na-try mo na ba yan sa ano? Sa inyong bahay ba or sa school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why is it that the heavy object did not move, almost did not move? Kasi it resists any change in its state of motion. Kasi sa bigat niya, sa laki niya, no? So you can also observe that one sa mga sports. There are sports that ganun din yung diskarte nila para manalo. In sports, in particular yung football, American football. Sometimes it's called rugby. Yung players doon malalaki yung nila, yung shoulder nila, plus nagpapading pa sila.
Quarterback sir.
Yeah. So in order para pag magbanggaan na sila, yung mas malaki, yun yung hindi masyadong na-affect ng collision. No? Okay. Now, the second law states that when the force applied to an object, no, it is the second law of motion relates the force applied to an object to its acceleration. Okay, now sa first law kasi there is no acceleration involved, no? But in the second law, we now consider accelerating objects. So here is now the formula, no? F equals to ma. So this is a very important, very popular equation formula, no? It states that F is the applied force to an object, m is its mass, and a is its acceleration. So for example, if you push a small ball and a large ball with the same force, the small ball will accelerate more than the large ball because it has less mass. Okay? So, have you tried this one also? Pinagbangga nyo yung malaki at maliit na bola? So for example, bowling, di ba? You notice that yung sa bowling, yung bola is very heavy. Compared mo doon sa pin. Yung pin, yun yung patatamaan mo sa yun sa kabila, no? So you would wonder, bakit mabigat, malaki ang bowling ball, tapos yung pin naman masyadong magaan? So who can explain that one? Okay. So third law, this is very important. So Newton's third law of motion states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this means that when two objects interact, the force exerted by one object on the other is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction to the force exerted on the other object on the first. So in simple terms, this means that when you pull against a wall, the wall is pushing back against you with an equal and opposite force. So more books or references that you can follow, as well as great videos, no? Okay. So let's have an example on the second law. In most cases, yung second law, yung very mathematical na pwede nating i-apply, yung formula niya. So let's have, okay, example 6. So if a force of 10 newtons is applied to a 2 kilogram object, its acceleration will be 5 meters per second squared. So conversely, if the same force is applied to a 4 kilogram object, its acceleration will be 2.5 meters per second squared. Okay, so there are samples here. So let's have, okay, friction. Okay, so what is friction? Friction is a force that opposes motion between two surfaces that are in contact. So it is a common force in our daily lives and plays a vital role in many physical systems. Ano? So we have three types. We have static friction, the force that opposes the initiation of motion, kinetic friction, the force that opposes the motion of an object that is already in motion. I think you're familiar with this if you are going to push, kana bitawng magtuklod ka parador nga bugat, then kay gusto nimo ibalhin, you like to transfer that heavy cabinet, no? So you would notice na it takes you more pushing effort, no? That just before that aparador na mag-start na siya move, no? So mo din na siya ang static friction. But when the object has moved na, so you would notice na mas ano na lang, hindi na masyadong forceful yung pag-push mo ng object kasi naka-move na siya. So that is the difference between static friction and the kinetic friction. While for rolling friction, this is the force that opposes the motion of the object that is rolling along a surface. So you can find this, you can observe this with wheels, gulong or ligid, no? Okay, why is rolling friction necessary sa mga gulong? No? Kasi if there is no rolling friction, your wheel would just turn or skidding na siya, but ano lang, on the surface, pero yung ano mo, yung vehicle mo, yung object mo, hindi pa siya naka-move. But the wheel keeps on rotating without rolling ano siya, no? So that is a practical application of this rolling friction. So for the coefficient of friction, the coefficient is mu, ano? And then force divided by the frictional force divided by the normal force. Okay. So, okay, let's have this example. A 10-kilogram box is pushed across a table with a force of 20 newtons. So, gaano ba kalaki ang 20 newtons? Yeah. So that is a quantity of force, no? We express force in terms of the newtons, no? Newton unit. While when you say mass, okay, we usually use the kilogram unit. So the coefficient of kinetic friction between the box and the table is 0.3. So calculate the acceleration of the box. So how can we do this? So first, compute the force of friction, F. So we multiply the coefficient 0.3 times 10 kilograms, the given mass, and 9.8 meters per second. We do this, multiply pa natin to because we want to get the weight of the object. So pag bigyan ka ng mass, that's not yet the weight of the object. You have to multiply that with 9.8 meters per second squared. So the total force of friction is now 29.4 newtons. No. So if you're going to consider also the force of friction, no? Remember that that friction is always opposing your motion. So yung mangyayari dito, so you have to subtract the 29.4 newtons of friction so that you will get a negative 9.4 newtons. Yes, any question? Kim?
Yes, sir. Ato na mo ang 9.8 meter per second squared, sir.
Yes, Kim, gaano ka, Kim? Ga-echo ka? Okay, were you able to follow?
Ato na po ang 9.8 meter per second squared.
Kim, kindly chat na lang, Kim, your concern, your question, if you have. So again, we first solve for the force of friction to be 29.4 newtons. So, and then we consider also the 20 newtons na force, the applied force. Now, since mas malaki man yung frictional force, the net force that we have is negative. So magtaka kayo, bakit naging negative 9.4 newtons? Kasi it turned out na mas malaki yung friction compared doon sa applied force mo. So, ano bang mangyayari pag negative ang net force? Pag negative ang net force mo, most likely, yung object mo, later on mag-stop siya, no? It would stop because there is a lot of friction, no? Opposing the applied force. So the negative 9.4 newtons, then we divide that with the mass of the object, we can get the resulting acceleration. So since the result is negative, no? Negative 0.94 meters per second squared, the negative means decelerating. So later on, you would expect that the object would stop. Any question? Clarification? So you can we have plenty of sample problems about this one sa ating practice exercises. So you can encounter something like this, no? Similar problems like this na you have greater frictional forces compared to your applied forces. Ma'am Cha?
Yes, sir.
I think Ma'am Cha is almost 11. So what is our
Okay.
next? Ano po?
If you are done na po with the discussion, tapos na po ba kayo, sir? Sir Belio?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay po. So with that, I thank you, Sir Belio. Students, kindly heart reacts kay Sir or virtual clap to acknowledge din yung kanyang naging discussion sa inyo for the modules 1 and 2. Okay, sige. If wala nang questions ang mga students natin, may questions pa ba kayo kay Sir? Kung wala na dito sa Zoom, you can still message him sa ating course site, especially yung mga taga section B.
Section B.
Mm-mm.
So calling all the learners natin sa section B.
Kung may mga questions kayo, I do not hesitate to reach out kay Sir since active naman si Sir sa ating model. So, he can see your concerns or inquiries. Okay? Sige. If wala nang questions, let us have a photo documentation to end our session. Again, thank you everybody for joining our first session. For those who can open their cameras, kindly do so. Para mapicturean din natin. Makita na sa Belio ang inyong mga mukha. Yan, thank you naman sa mga nag-open na. May mga habol pa bang mag-open ng kanilang cameras. Ayan, so sa EDU Mark, halos buong class sila nandun. Hello! Hey Jenny, dalawa sila dun sa kanyang account. How about the others? Yan. Sige, kung may mga habol pa, nahahabol pa ba? Nakapag-take na ba ng pretest ang lahat? Yung talaga yung concern ko. Para rin, may nag-raise ng question kanina nakalimutan ko yung student. If nag-error yung una yung pag-take ng pretest, ay itry nyo yung pretest alternative na label. that will be helpful for those na hindi pa nakapag-take ng pre-test or nasaraduhan ng pre-test, unang pre-test. So, i-take nyo yung pre-test alternative para ma-note pa rin namin yung inyong mga scores for that assessment quiz. Okay?
Yeah.
Sige, kung wala nang habol, wala na ba? Okay. 2 frames tayo. So, I'll be taking the picture in, smile lang. 3, 2, 1. Yan, yung second frame naman. Okay na pala. Ayun lang. So, thank you everybody. Your next session will be next week. April 18. Yan. Ang kasama niyo pa rin ay si Sir Belly. And hopefully yung section A ay available na yung inyong mga volunteers, si Sir Fred and Sir Junior. Thank you po. Thank you, sir, for facilitating our session. Have a good day,
Ma'am
everybody.
Cha. Thank you sa lahat.
Yung recording nito ay makikita rin sa course site natin para sa reference ng ibang mga kaklase nyo na hindi nakasama. Thank you.